I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.
Welcome back. I'm Rico Limbaugh. This is the Single Boyfriend, Right Wing Rico podcast. To be honest, this is one of my first. On my screen here is a serial killer. The man by the name of Dandre Owens, only 30 years old. But we don't know much about him. To be honest, I don't know what's scarier. The fact that there is a maniac serial killer running around Las Vegas with fake IDs, able to hide his identity. There's no rhyme or reason between how he was selecting his victims. It just seems like he was a monster. So I don't know what's scarier. The fact that there is a monster running around Las Vegas and everyone's afraid to profile him now because of how he looks. Or is it scarier the fact that because Las Vegas is doing so bad with tourism right now, nobody wants to report on this subject? I'm shocked by the lack of investigative journalism and reporting on this case. Even if you open up the Las Vegas Review Journal right now, the article is only like 10 seconds long. It's a bleep on your screen. This monster that we know of executed 2 people pronto. The question is, how many other cold cases are out there that are this guy? But remember, when it comes to solving a murder, I think it's like 90% of them are solved by motive. Who had the motive? And then they kind of go from there. But when there's no motive, there's no pattern, there's no rhyme or reason, well, then you get what they call a cold case. See, they caught him by accident. But what if these 2 were just 2 of many? So I want you to meet Dandre Owens. He's the man that prosecutors are calling one of the most dangerous serial killers to ever walk the Las Vegas Strip. Now, he's already accused of murdering 2 people. One of the women was inside of the MGM Grand Hotel, a mother of 7. Allegedly, she was a sex worker, and I believe her boyfriend was her pimp because he was able to tell the police, hey, I can't reach her. I know she's going to a hotel room, and here goes the hotel room number. For safety purposes, women would usually reach out to their pimp or whoever and give them their location in case of an emergency. But what's the point if you don't have a man with a weapon standing outside waiting to go kick in the door and save you? Then what's the purpose of that? So they found one woman's body, but then they found out that there was a man that was lured into the desert because somebody put up a Craigslist ad asking to pay someone to help clean up the desert. Like, this is insane. Like, this is the range between these people that he's killing. It doesn't make any sense for it just to stop here. You're putting up Craigslist ads, then you put up another ad asking for a favor. Apparently, he was basically looking for someone for sex work, but he wants the woman to rent the hotel room anonymously. So that way he didn't have to have his name on it. That's why I said this guy is a serial killer. He was able to hide his identity. He was trying not to get caught. We don't know who else he was able to successfully get away with murdering. Now, this is the part nobody's talking about. Police didn't even find the body of the second victim for 8 months. He lured him way out into the desert and just left his body there to decompose. That means that for almost a year, no one even knew that the second victim was dead. And if that's true, how many other people did he lure there? Because there's no clear motive, no pattern, no connection between the victims, they're just random people gone. And when a killer moves without a pattern, that's when it gets terrifying. It means anybody could have been next. The police stumbled upon this guy. They didn't know he was a serial killer. Now, lately, all around the country, there have been a lot of sex workers getting killed. But the fact that he just lured a random guy who was looking to do a job to the middle of the desert, that shows that he's not just targeting defenseless women. He's going after men too. We don't know where he comes from, but we do know they found him with multiple fake IDs that I'm going to get into. So he used fake IDs, he changed his name, and he slipped right back into everyday life like nothing happened. And when investigators now believe that every unsolved murder or missing persons case in the Las Vegas area over the past 3 years should be looked into. That's my suggestion. We need to find out how long this man has been residing in Las Vegas. If he's 30 years old when he was caught, that means he was killing at 29. I would go back to him being 25, 26 years old and start looking at cold cases where there was no motive, no witnesses, and just a person dead and another person that got away with it. The fact that he has, and it's not like he just has fake IDs. He admitted to the police that he makes them himself. Also, what he was doing was food delivery. So you don't know, the person who just delivered your food could get in his car and notice that you didn't give him a 5-star rating. You didn't leave him a tip substantial enough for his taste. And he could have just doubled back, waited outside your house, jumped your fence, came into your house, or just followed you. We don't know. But because we don't know the extent of what he was doing, there's nothing we can rule out yet. These are all things that are realistic, that are actual possibilities. He was literally doing food delivery for like Uber Eats and Grubhub. That means he's meeting different people. We don't know how he selected his targets. We only know the targets that they were able to connect them to. You're watching the story. You're watching Rico Limbaugh of The Single Boyfriend. And this is me doing a story about the killer that Las Vegas almost missed. But I'll be honest. Instead of saying Las Vegas missed this killer, I think Las Vegas didn't want to see this killer. They don't want to report on this. Now, the Sin City Manny and Finney, that case literally where he killed that guy and his wife on the Las Vegas Strip in front of the Bellagio fountains, I'm sure that sent a ripple through the city and through the country, and that's affecting tourism too. Because now people realize that we're not safe. There's not National Guard on every corner in Las Vegas. So if somebody decides to walk into a crowd of people and start shooting or stabbing, they're likely going to get away. There's not enough police patrolling in the area. A lot of people don't even want to be police anymore. So you have to worry about people getting away. So Las Vegas, Nevada, a grand jury just indicted a man for luring 2 people under false pretenses, killing them and leaving their bodies. In the first case, Owens is accused of luring a 29-year-old Brittani Bailey to the MGM Grand Hotel casino for sex work and then shooting her in the back of the head back in January 2024, according to the Clark County District Attorney's Office. So when I looked into this case, they said on the surveillance video, he was back out of the hotel within 14 minutes. So that means he went upstairs, and it probably took them 5 to 6 minutes just to get to the room. Immediately when she gave him the key card and they went into the room, since she did book the room and I guess he paid her for it, immediately as soon as they went in, he immediately executed her and walked out. There was no time really for anything else. They're not saying that he did anything to her body or he had relations with her. He just lured her there, a mother of 7, and he just killed her. and left and went back to doing food deliveries that same night. And nobody is talking about this on the big mainstream media news of Las Vegas because of tourism, because you're afraid. They're just sweeping this under the rug. They're mentioning it in the news, but is anybody really focused on this right now? No. No, there's no one focused on it. I'm focused on it. I'm reading this and I'm like, what the hell? The scary part is he's black dude. Because he's black, it's illegal to profile him or to assume that he's a criminal or to think that you're not looking at him more than once because you don't want to be accused of preying on him or being or what is it called, profiling. That's another scary reason why we have to get rid of all this nonsense in this country where we're afraid to do police work and actually go after bad guys based on their race. People are so afraid of getting sued or called a racist, they're just letting criminals go now. Las Vegas Metro Police received a call from a man who said Bailey was his high school girlfriend. I'm saying that's her pimp, and he could not reach her. But the man told the police that he spoke with Bailey 4 hours prior and knew that she was going to the hotel casino, the MGM, but he also provided a room number. Why would she give you the room number of where she's going? Obviously, you were more than just her high school boyfriend. MGM security went to the room. Nobody responded, but once they went in, they found her body laying in a pool of blood around her head. And her body was already cold, so she had been there for a few hours at least. The records show that the room was rented by an unnamed individual. That's another thing. I didn't know you could rent rooms anonymously. But what that is a loophole for sex workers. People don't want to be seen. They don't want to get caught cheating. And people are using that as an exploit to commit murder and commit crime. And now anonymity might not be a thing anymore because you're going to have to keep track of who's renting these rooms if people are in there getting murdered. Security footage of the hotel showed the individual checking in and giving Owens a key card around 4 p.m. And before the murder, Owens posted, what they're saying is that he posted an online advertisement asking for help renting a room in exchange for cash. So I guess he found a sex worker to agree to rent the room if he gives her the money. Because he put up an ad and no one took the bait. So he went and found a escort and he asked the escort to rent the room for him. But he didn't want to have sex with her or sleep there. He just wanted to kill a random person. This man is sick. We literally have to trace back every single food delivery order he's taken, all the neighbors where he lives, anyone he's ever came in contact with. We need to go back and we have to do a dragnet to see how many people have been murdered or are missing currently that this man has had contact with within the last several years. Because for one thing, they're saying that both of these people that they know about were killed in January. So you're telling me, and then he got caught in January, but he got caught in January too. Okay, my question is, with the range of victims like that, why would he stop with just them two? Why only them? It doesn't make any sense. It seems like the police just got lucky and they stopped him, but how many before he was stopped did he get to? The police learned Bailey was dropped off at the MGM Grand Hotel by a rideshare vehicle, and Owens met her in the bottom of the elevator, and the two went upstairs. 14 minutes after the two entered the hotel room, Owens left alone and exited the hotel. 14 minutes. So this woman, who's a mother of 7, woke up that day, showered, brushed her teeth, got dressed. She had no idea those were going to be the last few hours of her precious life. She had no clue. Now, don't get me wrong, none of us have clues, but she didn't know that there was going to be a serial killer contacting her, same as any of her other clients, except what he wanted was for her to pay a price that was going to be more than she could afford. Police also found the rideshare account under a fake name used by Owens. So he was using fake identities to do Uber and Uber Eats delivery. Well, we don't know if it's Uber, but they're saying he uses a rideshare account. So it could have been Lyft, it could have been Uber, and both of them have food delivery attached. So he's literally, so think about it. You could have gotten to the car with this man to give you a ride from the airport, and there could have been a serial killer driving you around. We don't know how he was choosing his victims. It seems as random, but it doesn't seem like there would be any reason just to stop with these two. Now, February 4th, officers were let's see how they caught him. Police found a rideshare account with the fake name, and one shortly before the murder had a few hours, and then a few hours after. Records show that the phone number attached to the rideshare account showed Owens was working for a food delivery service under a fake name using a Texas driver's license. So on February 4th, officers were surveilling a residence when an unknown man, later identified as Owens, exited the home. The man matched the description of the suspect in Bailey's murder, who was unknown at the time. Now, exactly why were they surveilling a residence? Were they looking for him? I don't know. Police took Owens into custody in a parking lot at the Pecos Road and Sunset Road. Officers said they found a firearm, a magazine, and a firearm suppressor. So they're saying that he had a silencer on him and a fully loaded weapon. To be honest, for all we know, he was on his way to go murder someone else. That's what it sounds like. Owens gave the police another fake name and a fake New Jersey's driver's license, and he couldn't even tell his own date of birth. The license he gave them lacked embossing and emblems, so that means that there was nothing on their license to show that it was real. It was like a printed little fake one, so they could tell, leading the police to believe it was fake. Three additional driver's licenses. So he's using fake names, going to different places, and even if they have a suspect for the murder, they're looking for someone that doesn't exist. Why would he put this much effort into just doing rideshare and to only killing two people? We don't, at this point, unless he confesses, I don't think we're going to know how many bodies this man has. We're not going to know. This is an actual real life black man serial killer right here in Las Vegas, and nobody is speaking about it. 3 additional fake IDs were found just on him right now, including the Texas one that matched the name of the food delivery account. He was taken to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department headquarters. When asked to identify himself in an interview, Owens initially identified himself as John Doe. Where did he learn to do this? Who taught him to say his name is John Doe and to hide his identity? And who is he working for? Is he a hitman? Is he a serial killer? Is he both? Is he ex-military? Owens told the police he found those IDs and the suppressor in the desert area. The trippy part is that the police said when they searched Owens' house, they found 4 additional firearm suppressors and ammunition. Okay, he's not buying those, so it seems like he might have made his own suppressors. So this guy was a professional. He was a serial killer. And then also he admitted to making his own fake IDs. Okay, who does he work for? Who else does he work for? Where was he trained? Who taught him how to make fake IDs? Who sent him to Nevada? Was this an assignment? How long was he there? Where was he at before Nevada? We need to know everything about him. While Owens admitted to making fake IDs, he denied any knowledge or involvement in Bailey's murder. But then the police found Bailey's social security card in his wallet. So why would he take her social security card? But he told the police, oh no, I found the social in the desert, the same place I found the suppressors. This is probably one of the scariest stories just because I'm putting everything in perspective. Other people might think this is not that frightening. This is scary as hell for me. This woman left behind 7 children. Now, in the second case, they said he lured him into the desert by offering him a job to clean up trash. Then he shot him twice in the head. No rhyme, no reason, no pattern. His name was Edward Kukish, and his body wasn't discovered for 8 months until somebody was passing by the area. But what they did was they found bullet casings from near Kukish's body, and they matched that with the weapon that Owens had on him, but it was a match from also Bailey's murder. Again, we need to know who else this man killed, who else he came in contact with, how he was selecting his victims. Were they all random, or was there a pattern? Police said in phone records revealed Owens had solicited a job on Craigslist for a desert trash pickup. What an odd request to put up an ad for. There's nothing about that seems like it would be dangerous. Investigators later located text messages between Owens and Kukish. Documents said Kukish's family told police he would pick up odd jobs to make money. So here you are just doing little side gigs to earn an income in Vegas, and there's a serial killer waiting to kill you. It appeared Owens picked up Kukish and drove him to the desert area where he believed he would be paid to pick up trash. But he ended up being killed. A grand jury previously indicted Owens for Bailey's murder, and a superseding indictment combined both cases. He appeared on September 25th. He's being held with no bail, thank God. This is one of the scariest cases I have ever heard. And again, it's very troubling because I don't see much reporting about it at all. I'm one of the only people, which is surprising because this is a huge case. It should be huge. Look, everything from 7-8 months ago. There's really nothing from recent, even though he just went to court. No one in Las Vegas is talking about this. Look, that's his name. So I'm going to be at the top of the algorithm for talking about this and posting his name, but no one else wants to talk about him. So come to my page, look at the reporting. This man was a serial killer, and the anonymity behind this guy, we don't know where he came from, but we need to trace back everywhere he has been. This was one of the most dangerous people in the country, and we don't know how long he's been doing this, and the police barely got lucky to find him. They just happened to be surveilling another apartment, and then he walked out. So we're not sure what was even going on with that. Wow. Like the video, subscribe, share the video. I'm Rico Limbaugh, the single boyfriend, right-wing Rico. This is troubling. You had no idea you were in a ride share, or the guy who delivered your Shake Shack was a serial killer. Insane times we live in. Like the video, share it, and leave me a comment. I appreciate it. I'll be back shortly. Thank you very much.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.